Hello everybody and welcome to Temps Gaming, and today I just wanted to answer a quick couple of questions that I've been asked on YouTube quite regularly, messages via Facebook and DMs via Instagram is, with Arctic Storm, why have I got an AIO, why have I got two 1070 Ti's, and why have I got such a big case? Well, let's start off with the latter, the Corsair Obsidian 1000D. I went for the case because I wanted future-proofing. And I know that's very hard in the PC world, but this case is absolutely massive, as you can see. One, because of water cooling, I can fit two 480s in the front, one or two 480s in the top, and a 240 in the back here. And that's radiators for obviously water cooling. I can put two 480s in the front and a 420 radiator in the top if I wanted to. But that was the first part, is because obviously water cooling is massive, and obviously as the channel grows, so will Arctic Storm, and I do want to get round to water cooling it. Two is because it can fit two systems. So at the moment you can see the Threadripper build behind me. That's currently being used as an editing and video rig, plus my gaming rig as well. So it's doubling up as gaming and a workstation, which obviously I had a budget of about £3,500, and I wanted to get the most out of it. I already had a couple of SSDs and a hard drive, so I went for the system that I've got. I did go for two 1070s, but then I changed them for 1070 Ti's. And then that leads on to the next question, is why didn't I go for a 1080 Ti? Well, that would have pushed my budget up to £4,000, and the way I'm going with the channel and what I want to do, at the time spending £4,000 on a system and then having to upgrade it later and then later again and then carry on going was going to be more costly than doing it this way. And obviously GPU prices at the time were absolutely extortionate. I think a 1080 Ti was about £1,000, where those were £1,000 together, or I think actually were about £900 together. So I put that £100 into an AIO. And then leading on from that is my all-in-one water cooler. Well, why have I got it at the front? Well, because the way the fans are spinning, like that in the case, most of the air is coming out from the most, well, depending on which way you're looking at it or which side, left and right. So the two fans are doing that, the air's coming out pretty much central, so that's why the fan is situated where it is. So I've kind of got 8 fans, 8 120s running at just normal speed. I think they're about 1500 RPM, pushing air into another 3 fans running at 1700 RPM, pushing that through the radiator and keeping her pretty cool. Then I was asked, well, why have you got your radiator in front of your two GPUs? Doesn't that cause issues whilst overclocking? No. If you can see how massive the case is, and if I just go over here, there's a good 4 inches between where the AIO sits and where the screen or the tempered glass is going to sit. So not only is it pushing air through that radiator, but air's circling around it. So it's going behind the motherboard tray, as you can see, cooling all the hard drives behind there. It's then coming around this side of the case and pretty much bending round and crossing over those GPUs, over the PCBs. Unfortunately, the 1070 Ti's don't come with back plates, which I would like to have seen, but yeah, still pretty cool. And then with the two 1070 Ti's, hot air is coming out the side there from the fins and out the back. So obviously that's pushing hot air onto the glass, which is then pushing it up the case, which then the 3 140s from Corsair at the top are pulling the air out. So no, it doesn't overheat my components, it doesn't cause issues with overclocking, and that is then down to the environment that you are in. So I'm in a conservatory, it's pretty cold in here, I've got 9 windows that I can open, and I've got 2 patio doors. So do I open them all? No. Have I got them open at the moment? No. Is it pretty cold in here? Yes. And I've got a heater down there actually, that I put on when I need to. So no, it doesn't cause any issues with overclocking, and in a minute I'll jump on over and show you the BIOS and show you what the CPU is actually running at temperature wise. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I've just invested in an NVMe M.2, which the video will be up here if you want to go and have a look at it, and that's from Samsung. It's the 970 Evo Pro, and that's because I've just got the money to do so. Obviously owning a house, 2 kids and a partner is pretty costly. So yeah, and then going back to the case, obviously I couldn't have two rigs in this environment. I couldn't have a game rig and I couldn't have an editing rig because I haven't got much space. I've got two 23-inch screens behind me, and pretty much up to where the case finishes is the amount of space I've got. So having a system that can fit two in, an ITX down here for gaming, and then a video editing software rig up here, or rendering with capture cards, so out of the bottom one into the editing rig, making streams better, making the videos better, being able to record at higher definition, all goes into one. So that's the reason. Obviously everybody's reasons are different for having different computers, different cases, depending on how much space you've got, your environment that you're in. So if you're in a bedroom, put your rig as close to the window as possible and open it up. If you're in a living room, put it next to a window and try and open it up. If you're in a conservatory, it doesn't really matter, but fresh cold air going through those fans, being pushed through that radiator, is gonna cool down your coolant, which is why I haven't put it at the top, because if it's at the top, any hot air in there is being dragged through the radiator and it's going to heat up the coolant. So let's jump on over to the screens, let's load up into the baths and show you what I've got set up there, to reason why this is running so cool as it is. Right then guys, so I'm going to go ahead and start up Arctic Storm and load straight into the bath so you guys can see how I've got it set up and what it would look like. So just waiting for it now. Should be any second. There you go. So if we go down to fan settings, and then you can see the temperatures drop drastically at 25 now. Yeah. So I've got the fan speed on the Enermax fans running at 2227, so 2220 RPM roughly, and I've got 26.2 litres of air coming into this case, and that's litres a minute. So I've got 26.2 litres a minute pushing through that system. Obviously, as you can see, CPU fan over here, I've got it full speed, CPU, temperature interval level 3, and obviously fan control mode on normal. Oh, it's just dropped down to 23. Right, so like I said, no funny business, going to come straight out of this and go straight into the desktop. Now, Windows has had a bug lately of where it stops you from loading straight in, which is always quite fun. Hopefully they fix that, but I'll cover that in another video. They've got a few issues at the moment, I think. And yeah, just waiting for this to load on in. There you go. So first things first, I'm going to load up Ryzen Master, make sure everything is done. There you go. Oh, yeah, see, your Windows license will expire soon. No, it won't, because it's activated, thank you, but nevertheless, there you go. So if I zoom in here and move the camera around, and you can see 4.1 on all the cores. And if I zoom in a bit further and go up, just waiting for it to settle, and I'm running around about 25C. No, she's still going down, 23.75. This is on a 1900X, so if I just come out of that, there you go, AMD CPU Threadripper 1900X 8-core processor. So obviously it's jumping around because I'm now moving the mouse. So yeah, that's how you keep your system pretty cool. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump on in to the desktop, so I'm going to come off this camera and transfer to the on-screen display and show you sort of what temperatures these GPUs are getting under load in a game overclocked. So yeah, see you after the interval. Hello everyone, so I've had the system running now for roughly half an hour. I'm just going to load up into Ryzen Master and show you where she is settling, around 26.5, so that's not bad at all. So what I'm going to do is load up EVGA's Precision XOC, and so I don't know why I can't speak this evening, and show you what the GPU temps currently are. There you go. So this is a brilliant bit of kit, obviously for overclocking it's brilliant, and it's going to show you what the cards are running at stock and what they're running at when I overclock them. So 2 is the second 1070 Ti is running at 37, and if this ever carries out, yeah, 36, 37 on number 1. So what I'm going to do is just max these out. Like I said, I prefer temperatures over, well, the noise over temperatures really. So I'm going to go 175. I'm going to go 550. I'm going to ramp the fans up really loud, and then leave that there so you can see my temps have dropped around 32, 33, 29 on number 2. And let's jump on in on over to what's quite a taxing game. Let's go Destiny. So yeah, I'm going to show you it under load in a game. I will pull over the Precision XOC as well so you can see what I'm seeing, and here you go when it loads. But yeah, so this is the questions I get asked is, does it affect performance, does it affect the overclocking? No, not at all. I'm just going to cancel that out quickly, otherwise it's going to be really loud when you jump on in. So let's go properties, desktop audio, I'm going to go 45. There you go. And let's run this up, see what I get. So the second GPU is at 23. Let's run on screen display actually. Is it going to show up now, or do I have to restart it all again? No, I'm going to have to restart it all again. Right, let's do that again. There you go, so there's my overclock there. As you can see, it's settled and it's in. So just wait for Destiny 2 to load up and you can actually see what I'm seeing. Is it going to show? Or is it going to be a pain in the backside? May have to run it in windowed mode for you. Destiny is taking forever to load in. Let's go to Traveller, which is quite a populated place at the moment. So I'm looking at GPU 2 is running around 2930. GPU 1 is running around 2829. If you want to have a look, GPU 1, or GPU 2's dropped to 26. 300 and a bit frames, that's not bad at all. So yeah, obviously I can't window it, but over 100 frames on the Traveller. Sorry guys, had the kids come in to say night. And there's where I'm running it at the moment. So let's go settings, let's see if I can change this resolution at all. Let's go 1280 by windowed. Nope. That's not going to work. All I want to do is window it. How hard is that? Yeah, there you go. So if I leave that there for you guys, and is it going to be that one? There you go. So I'm getting 130, 150 frames, 83, 90, and there you go. The GPU temps aren't changing at all. So that just goes to show that obviously having the all-in-one cooler where it is, or the AIO should I say, so I'm having trouble speaking tonight, isn't causing an issue at all. Like I said, I've had this system running for half an hour and it seems to be pretty good. Right, so what I'm going to do is change my settings back video. There you go. I'm going to come out of that, and I think what I may actually do is load up a Heaven benchmark, because that will give me a very good indication of where the GPUs will sit under load. It's a very good indication for anybody to see what temperature their systems are running at. So if I just come out of that, there you go. I'm going to run it in nope. Yeah. So obviously DirectX 11 Ultra Extreme Tessellation, obviously sorry, Ultra Quality. Let's run this and get that out the way. Is it going to allow me to change it at all? No. It's always going to be good fun. Settings. Close. Quit out of it actually, because I can do it a better way. So full screen and run. I have the on-screen display on. There you go. So there you go, that's better. You can see my fan speeds at 100. Here you can see my two GPUs are running around about 30, 32C. And I'm going to quickly go and do a quick benchmark. So this is going to push these GPUs a little bit more. As I said, 175 GPU clock offset, 550 on the memory clock, so this should give us a very, very good indication of where this system's going to sit. So there you go guys, max of 264.5 frames and a minimum of 34.1 with a score of 3,472. Yeah, average I think it says, well yeah, it says 137.8, so yeah, not too shabby to be fair. That is still quite a decent run, and mind you, the temps I don't think I saw go above 41C, so that obviously that benchmark is going to stress these GPUs.
they're going to make them heat up. So yeah, I think it did a pretty respectable job within that. Obviously, if you do want to watch a video about push pull or push and pull, then obviously JayzTwoCents has a brilliant video on that, of which is in the link in my description below. So I hope you guys did like it. I hope that answered some questions about my case, about my setup and why I've got it. I know quite a few people out there, sorry, did ask for it. So if you did like the video, then please give me a thumbs up. Please do hit that subscribe button. Please do hit that bell icon, and I shall see you all in the next video.